What is up, YouTube? My name is Sam from Sam Sneakers, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to clean your pair of Jordan 5 Olympic gold medal, whatever you want to call them. And my pair specifically is super scuffed up. The paint on the midsole is missing in some spots, and I'm just going to be showing you guys how to just fix it up really quickly and make them look pretty much like new. I'm not going to be doing too much with the unyellowing. I just don't really have time for it, and plus for my personal use, I'm not really huge on it. I just want the sole to be clear again and not just straight yellow, so I'm going to do one phase of unyellowing. But without further ado, why don't we just get right into the video. Okay, so today we're going to be restoring a pair of Jordan 5 gold medal Olympics, whatever you want to call them. And as you guys can see, these are pretty beat overall. There's some scuffs in the leather, some of the paint's missing on the midsole. Luckily the gold is intact because I think I'm just going to touch it up, just repaint over all the black. And then as you guys can see here, the laces are super dingy. The shoes were not laced very well. A lot more scuffs on the toe, some more scuffs on the back heel, some more paint missing, super dingy Air Jordan tag. Then we have a lot more scuffs here, some yellowing, some extreme yellowing on the outsole. We'll see what we can do with my God of Souls Reviver, but I feel like it's just going to make it clearer but be about the same amount of yellow. Got some more scuffs on the back, some more scuffs around the toe and on the midsole. Once again, just a more detailed picture of the back heel portion and how it has scuffs on the leather and midsole. Then we have some more scuffs on the toe, some more on the midsole, and one around the ankle region. So let's go ahead and get into the cleaning and see what we have to do touch up paint wise. Okay, so step one in all of the cleaning / restorations, if you're buying a used pair and trying to fix them up, whenever you clean them, just go ahead and remove the laces. What that's going to allow you to do is go ahead and clean up some of the areas on the tongue that you couldn't reach before with the laces in it. If you guys have been watching my videos lately, I know I've been saying this a lot, but it is very important, because if whoever buys your shoes, decides to lace swap them or unlace them and just fix up the laces, then they see that, then they won't be very happy, because the shoe won't be as clean as they thought it would. And it overall, at the end of the day, we're not here for us necessarily. We're really here for whoever's going to be wearing the shoes, whether that is us or if we're selling the shoes. So keep that in mind. Next thing we're going to do is go ahead and mix up our bowl with some Dawn dish soap and water, about a 1/3 ratio, I would say. About a third of it should be the dish soap, just because there's a decent bit of dirt on the shoe. Next thing we're going to do is just going to go ahead and start it off this video with the medium bristle brush, and go ahead and as you guys can see, I got it from Rejuvenator. We're just going to go ahead and take it and scrub over all of the leather and some of the netting, and just try to get off most of the dirt, just because we don't want to be repainting on a dirty surface. So just trying to get off most of the dirt at this step is really essential. The next thing though is, after we finish cleaning them and we wash them, you just don't want to have that much dirt on there, because it might resettle into the mesh and stuff, and getting off most of the dirt that you can now is the best option. So as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead and scrub over the whole shoe, and then after I finish cleaning the shoes, I'm just going to go ahead and take that same solution, put my laces in it, and stir it up. Then what I'm going to do is just going to go ahead and rub it in my hands, try to get out most of the dirt that I can, even though in just a second I'll be showing you guys how to really clean the laces. But this is just to go ahead and try to get out most of the dirt out of the laces that you can, And then the next step is actually going to be taking some bleach, just a tiny bit of bleach, pouring it into the bowl, as you can see, just a tiny little bit, and then filling it up with a pretty big amount of water, grabbing the lid that fell in, stirring it up. And then what I'm actually going to be doing is actually applying some of the bleach, the tiny bit of bleach and water over it, and filling in all of like the stitching. What that's going to actually do is bring out some more of the dirt that's in it. The reason why I'm doing that now is just because it might not come out later, and even with the repainting and stuff, I can't repaint the netting, so I want to just try to go ahead and get all the bleach in there that I can, and then rinse it all off. And as you guys can see, there's a little bit of a difference, but it does help. And now we're gonna just go ahead and take the laces, put some Dawn dish soap and grease lightning in there along with the bleach, and as you can see, all of the dirt is just leaving the laces and going into the water, which is what we want, because then obviously the dirt isn't in the laces anymore. But here you can see that the laces are clean. I'm just going to go ahead and rub them together just to go ahead and try to get it all out, and then wring it out. And as you could see there was a whole bunch of dirty water coming out, which is what we want again, just because you can see that they're cleaning up. Now we have some pretty clean white laces, and then what we're going to go ahead and do is just rinse them out again, because bleach will eat cotton alive if you just leave it settled in there, so rinsing it off is always the best option. And then we're just going to go ahead and take all the laces and wring them out, go ahead and untangle them, and then just take your finger and slide it down, get all the water out so that you can lace it up and put them in the washing machine. So here you guys can see that I'm actually just lacing it up. Super weird. What I'm doing is just because I want to wash the laces too, but I don't want them to get stuck in the washing machine. So I'm just skipping a few holes and lacing it up. What that's going to actually do is make it to where you can clean the laces in the washing machine. You don't have to lace up the shoes all of the way. And you don't have to worry about your shoes getting stuck in the washing machine and getting lost, or like getting caught somewhere, messing something up. So that's obviously really good to know and good to do. Here what we're going to do is just going to go ahead and put the shoes in the washing machine. Going to put some more Dawn dish soap on there just to help work out some of the dirt and like the mesh, because whenever I was cleaning the shoes I didn't really hit that much because I knew that it was going to come out in this step. Then I took some Shout and I sprayed it on there too, just to get out some of the stains that may still be in there. And then what I'm going to do is go ahead and put it on a normal cycle with cold water, because if you put hot water then the sole might separate. And then just start it up, and then whenever they came out, we're going to go ahead and work on the unyellowing. What this is going to do, I'm using God of Souls Shoe Reviver. I can't remember what the actual name of it, but it's God of Souls. And you just basically take this like cream ointment stuff and you put it on the icy parts of the sole. You just spread it over the whole thing, and then basically the concept of it is that it's going to unyellow. I haven't had a whole bunch of luck with it, to be honest, but like with actually bringing back to like a complete clear, like no yellowing. But I have noticed that it does bring it back like to where you can see through the sole. So that is what I'm gonna do. It's just one step, one phase. Just gonna go ahead and try to make it to where I can see through it again. And then once you've applied it all, then what you're gonna go ahead and do is just wrap it in saran wrap. And what that's gonna do is allow you to set it outside without it drying out. So as you can see here, I'm setting it on there and I'm wrapping it up real good, and just trying to keep all of it from drying up. And then as you can see there, it's nice and sealed. I'm gonna go ahead and put the cap on the God of Souls, take it outside. As you can see, it's got to be really bright outside. It got darker like really quick. Actually, I thought I was choosing like a good time to do it, but it did get darker. But after all of that, as you can see, there were still some scuffs that had to get worked out. So what I went ahead and did is I got my Black Angelus paint and started working on the midsole. By doing this, obviously I'm just touching it up. I'm not repainting the whole thing because most of the midsole paint was intact, and since I'm not repainting the gold parts of it, I'm not going to risk messing it up. So I'm just going to touch up the midsole. I'm just going to go ahead and paint over the entire black portion of it, just so that if the flat black paint that I use doesn't match the paint that's already on there, then, you know, you can't tell because it will be completely covering it. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint over that whole region and cover up all of the scuffs. I'm pretty sure I did about 2 coats. I went over everything, and if I saw like a tiny little spot, then I would just get another dab of paint and paint over it and like spread it all out to make sure that it all matches and that I don't have any spots on the midsole looking different than others. So after doing all this, you want to use a heat gun and just go ahead and dry it up. That's just going to help you be able to apply coats faster, because if you have to wait until the midsole paint dries, then you're going to be waiting forever, and this already took a long time and I'm not really wanting to wait forever, so that's the best option. As you guys can see here, the difference is pretty big. There's a lot of scuffs on the other shoe, but on the right shoe is a lot better. I still haven't painted the leather yet, but I'm going to do the other shoe off camera and then go ahead and get working on the leather. So the thing with the leather is you just want to go ahead and use acetone. What that's going to do is actually remove like the top like clear coat of paint. If you were completely repainting the midsole, you would do the same thing, but since I wasn't, I'm just going to show you guys how to do it on the leather. So what you're going to go ahead and do is just take the acetone and a rag or cotton balls, just depending on what you use. Go over the whole part of the leather. Like I said, it's just going to take off the top coat, like the clear coat, and allow you to paint more coats of white. And it's also just going to help you match like some of the scuffs, and it's going to help you like fill in all the scuffs. So that's pretty good. I was trying to be really careful to not paint on the midsole, but as you can see right there, I did get a little bit back on there. But with wet paint, what you can do is actually wipe most of it off with your finger, but I still ended up going back and touching it a little bit back up just because I wanted it to look as good as possible. So I also went ahead and painted over the stitching just because it didn't come out as white as I hoped it would, and you can like make them look really good just by painting over the stitching. You sort of have to use like a circular motion whenever you're going over the stitching just to make it fill in every spot, because it would look really weird if you painted over it in just like one straight line and then you look at it from certain angles and there's paint missing, so I didn't want to do that. But I'm just currently going over a whole bunch of scuffs and stuff, trying to help fill it in. I probably did 3 coats of white paint over all the leather, especially over all of the scuffs. And then after that, I just went ahead and taped up the shoe and sprayed it with a clear coat. After doing the clear coat, I went ahead and untaped it. As you guys can see here, the shoes look really good. The paint job still held up to the tape, which is really good. And as you guys can see there, the leather looks really good. The midsole looks really good. I made sure to cover up the netting just because I don't want to spray a clear coat on it, just because it wouldn't have that shine anymore. Then obviously the gold part of the tongue, if I would spray a matte finish on that, then it would look super dull, and we want the shiny part of it, so I made sure to give it a lot of tape and keep it all nice and shiny. I should have taped the shoe a lot better, but I guess it stuck in some spots a lot like better, like a lot stronger of a bond, and honestly, it took a while to untape the shoes. But let's go ahead and just see the final product. Let's see in 3, 2, 1. bang, here we go. As you guys can see, it looks super good. The lighting in this picture was actually amazing. Just made the shoes look even better. And then as you guys can see, everything is clear now. Like, you can see through the sole. There's still some yellowing, but that's not that important. I wasn't that worried about it. And then all of the leather scuffs are gone. I didn't really try to uncrease the shoes that much, just because, you know, they're a small size and I could just stretch them out with my feet. But I'll let 5 minutes ago Sam go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you guys for watching this restoration video. If you did like it, go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe too, because I have more content on the way. And if you have any more video suggestions, go ahead and comment those down below. Hit the bell too if you want, because like I said, I am going to be posting a lot of videos just because, you know, we're out of school and I have a lot more free time. So I'm going to be doing a lot more restoration videos, or just whatever you guys want to see. So go ahead and do that, and then that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm out. Peace.